Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well during this movement control order for the COVID-19 pandemic. I myself am slowly going insane, being cooped up in my house with nothing to do. But I thought, whilst we are going through this lockdown, I might as well create something positive out of this negative. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, one of my heroes is Stephen Colbert, and I watch his show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, very, very religiously. If you guys haven't watched it, go and check it out. It's amazing. It's on YouTube. Back in 2014, in July, I stood in line in New York City to watch a taping of his old show, The Colbert Report. It was absolutely amazing. So I thought, why not during this MCO or lockdown, while I'm at home with nothing to do, why not I create my own version of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert just for your entertainment, while you yourself are being cooped up in your own homes. So I'll be the show's producer, director, writer, researcher, editor, and performer. Okay, everything I do myself. And now, what do I call this show? Well, if there is a show called The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, my show will be called The All Day Show with No Budget with Jason Leong. Why all day? Because that's the length of time I will need to edit the videos for the show. So welcome to the first ever episode of The All Day Show with No Budget with Jason Leong. Intro music, No Budget for live band. So this show is made in my bedroom during the MCO or Movement Control Order for the COVID-19 pandemic. Today is day 8. There's going to be 3 more weeks of this lockdown. I remember when the Prime Minister first announced the MCO, I saw so many selfish Malaysians panic buying at the supermarkets. And I saw them because I was also at the supermarkets panic buying with them. So this COVID-19 pandemic has inspired a pickup line. Check this out. I like my women like I like my coronavirus. Willing to be with anyone, regardless of race, religion, or political beliefs. Now, the economy is going to be badly hit by this pandemic, and a lot of Malaysians were hoping for some financial relief. So when the Prime Minister announced that Malaysians can withdraw 500 ringgit each per month from their EPF account too, it was like asking for a blowjob, but then being allowed to jack yourself off. Now, I've said a lot about our health minister. I've said a lot of unsavory things like he's a bad health minister and he should resign. But I want to say something good about our Menteri Air Suam, okay? I can sincerely say that our health minister is much more competent, compassionate, and kinder than this guy.
I have a question for you. So we have a lot of very angry media all around this room, and they want one of these seats. But because of social distancing, we are keeping them empty. And they are keeping them empty. Will there ever be a time when all of those really angry people who don't like me much to start off with, but now they really don't like me, will there ever be a time when these seats are full, like full to the brim like it used to be, where people are almost sitting on each other's lap? And this whole row over here is packed. And now they're outside wanting to get in, and they're very jealous of all of these reporters. Will we ever have that again? Or is that something that will be, you know, it'll look like this forever?
You know America is doomed when their president's IQ is less than the number attached to COVID-19. Now, throughout this pandemic, there's another more dangerous war going on between the extroverts and the introverts, okay? Between people like me, extroverts who like to be outside, be the middle of attention, like to draw energy from being with a lot of people, versus, how shall I say, I won't say losers, but people who like to be alone, by themselves, hermits, who, I mean, I get it, you're very smart, you're very happy that throughout this whole pandemic, you can adapt very well. I'm very happy for you, you know, you don't go out, you don't socialize. Nothing in your life has changed throughout this pandemic. It's great. You're going to die alone and your cats will eat you. Congratulations. Now, the COVID-19 virus has also inspired a paradigm shift, okay? Now, before this outbreak, a lot of people knew that traditional medicine doesn't work at all. But now there's a paradigm shift. Now, even more people know that traditional medicine doesn't work. Now, I like to look on the positive side of things. Okay, one of the good things to come out of this pandemic is that right now, traffic is amazing. Okay, there is parking in SS2. Can you imagine? When have you ever gotten into SS2 and obtained a parking spot without punching at least 5 people? It is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I know that you weigh the pros and cons. Okay, there's a virus destroying all of humanity. Parking SS2, it's kind of balanced. Okay. Now, of course, I'm just joking. I'm not being serious. There is also parking in Taipan, USJ. Now, from my medical background, I know a lot of friends who are working as frontliners in the fight against COVID-19. Okay, and I want to say to all these people, thank you so much for your service. Okay, and I know that the Malaysian public doctors are a grossly underpaid bunch. Okay, and it's so nice to see Malaysians from all walks of life, including the government, supporting their efforts to make sure that once they finally beat this COVID-19, they are going to be back to normal and also still being underpaid. Now, throughout this lockdown period, there have been reports on social media of people in Mont Kiara jogging outside of their homes. And a lot of people have been berating them and making fun of them. Please, I implore you, leave Mont Kiara joggers alone. Okay? Mont Kiara is not normal Malaysia. Mont Kiara is a special part of Malaysia whose economy is generated by jogging and sweating. Okay, and also white people. So please let Mont Kiara do Mont Kiara, right? If people want to jog within the confines of their condominiums, let them jog. The coronavirus cannot bypass security into the condominiums because the coronavirus doesn't have a driver's license or IC to give to the security guards. Now, going on to the next segment, like I said, I like to stay positive, and I know a lot of people now are unable to exercise outside their homes. Gyms are closed, parks are closed, and if you go jogging, people are going to spit on you, okay, or run you down with their cars. So instead, I prepared my own workout video to show you how I work out at home. Enjoy. So that's my workout video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's really helped me a lot stay in shape. My shape is, how shall I say, getting bigger. So all late night talk shows have interviews with guests, okay? So for my interview segment, I managed to have a chat with my friend who I met in high school, who has become a doctor. He's actually a frontliner in the fight against COVID-19. I have a chat with him to find out what's it like being on the front lines in this COVID-19 war. Check it out. Hey everybody, we are now with Dr. Darmin, a long-time friend of mine. I met him in high school, known this guy for almost 20 years, and he is now engaged in the fight against COVID-19. He is literally one of our frontliners. Say hello, Darmin.
Hey.
What is the compliance like among Malaysians with regards to the screening process?
Yeah, because we've got the numbers, we've got the addresses, and generally most of the Malaysians, they're really worried about this. So yes, they would go for the screening. I think our district health office is doing an amazing job. They're getting all the numbers on time. They're getting everybody in check. Nobody's being left out. So I think they're doing a really, really good job.
What's the screening process like?
So screening, we normally do this thing go by color. So green being the patients that come from a certain area, for example, the tabligh that was done in Street Taling, the patients that come from certain high-risk areas, countries, traveling in from other countries, but are asymptomatic. They don't have any symptoms. So that will come under green. And then you have yellow, which is the high-risk areas, traveling in from high-risk areas, and having symptoms, cough, flu, fever, or sore throat. Those kind of things come under yellow. And of course, red, the ones that come in are the ones in respiratory distress. They're already having difficulty breathing, chest pains. Those can come under the red color. So we categorize them according to these three colors.
What is it like
Yes.
having that PPE on?
There's a big procedure to go through to wear it on, and as well to remove it. And at the same time, while wearing it on, it's difficult to breathe because you are with the N95. N95 is like it's really tight, so you don't have particles escaping in and coming out. So yeah, it's quite a challenge to have that suit on.
I've seen some images online of the healthcare workers in the full PPE just sitting down, lying down, exhausted. I can imagine that this must take a lot of your time away from your family. How are you and your fellow frontliners coping with this outbreak? I mean, in terms of their personal and social lives.
Basically, I think we are blessed to have a really good family and friends that understand our job. They really understand that we are the frontliners and we are exposed to the risk of getting COVID itself. So they understand that we need to distance ourselves. Certain times, some of us did contact through a COVID patient. We were asked to get quarantined for 14 days. So during those times, it's quite stressful because you don't get to see your parents. You're supposed to isolate yourself. At least till the results of the swab test come back.
What's the morale like amongst you and your fellow frontliners?
Morale is real high. We really got our brothers and sisters at our back. Everybody is up for it. It's a different day. Different people. We're just soldiering on. There's no stopping us right now.
When you say
we really got this.
What do you mean? The team switches? Other people come in and help?
Yeah, we've got a roster on, duty roster. So depending on the duty roster, we take turns. So we're not too exhausted, as well as our bosses have really planned so that we get minimal contact with the patients as much as possible. At the same time, the patient does not lose out on the treatment that they're being given. So it's a very good process of in and out. The amount of people that come in, so the new energy comes in, the old energy goes out. So it's a very well-balanced system that they've got.
Even as of today, there are people trying to leave Penang Island to go to the main. And a few other isolated stories of Malaysians just being Malaysians, not really adhering to the COVID-19 MCO. As a frontliner, how do you feel when you are right in the thick of danger? You know that we are on the cusp of things collapsing, and yet some people are not taking this seriously. How do you feel?
I mean, people need to understand that the whole war can't be just fought with just the health frontliners alone. It's a war that has to be fought together as a country. We need to do this together. It's not only us treating. It's a lot of the prevention as well. We need to break the cycle. Break the whole chain reaction with this virus. But the best thing to do right now is just to stay at home and just avoid contact with anyone. Put your face mask on. As recommended by DG, put your face mask if you're not feeling well. Okay, you don't have to have a mask if you're not having any symptoms. But keep in mind that if you have symptoms, you're supposed to come to the nearest health clinic and try not to make it worse. Yeah.
Did you see the news coming out of Italy where doctors literally have to make a decision like, okay, we are not going to save this guy. He's too old. We're going to save someone else with a higher chance of survival. We are very far from that scenario, are we not?
Yeah, we're not reaching that level right now, because as you can see, if you compare the graph, the curve of how Italy has gone and how Malaysia has gone, we were actually very, very similar in the beginning before the MCO took place. But the moment the MCO took place, you can see that sudden it was starting to flatten out. The curve was starting to flatten out. Yeah, I don't know. You can see that Italy shot up like 72%. They shot up without MCO. And so that was actually the MCO is a really it's a key, one of the key features in this thing. You really need to do it to see the curve starting to flatten out, so that our healthcare is not overwhelmed by the amount of patients that are coming in.
By your estimation, will we win this COVID-19 war?
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely on it. We're definitely winning it. We just need the public to understand to stay at home, keep the minimal amount of contact with the people, and that will be more than enough. If the people actually understood that this is the key to how to win this virus, it would be so much more amazing.
Okay. Anyway, thanks, Damin. Peace, Bum. Hey! Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Damin, my friend and a friend to all Malaysians as he tries to save Malaysia from this pandemic. Thank you so much, Dr. Damin, and to all your fellow frontliners, thank you for your service. Terima kasih. Now we're going to end this episode with a performance from one of my favorite stand-up comedians, myself. Please enjoy. Last year, 2018, doctors diagnosed me with gout. See, hardly anybody got any sympathy, okay? Only two guys said oh. Only two of you said oh, right? The rest all don't give a fuck, okay? Nobody cares about gout, okay? If I said I had cancer, oh my God, you're a fighter. You're a survivor. You're a warrior, so brave. If I said I had a heart attack, oh, you live a very stressful life, relax, calm down, slow down. If I said I had AIDS, oh man, you live a very carefree life, relax, right? More discipline, right? But gout, nobody gives a fuck about gout, right? Because what is the layman term for gout? What is the layman term for gout? The rich man's disease. That's right. Fuck you, eat someone, who cares? Fucking got money, rich fucker. Can you imagine my surprise when I found out I had gout? I'm still poor. How come I got this rich man's disease? What kind of bullshit is this? I have no money. No, anybody here? Anybody has gout? Give me a lip. Okay, anybody has gout? Raise your hand, everybody. Oh, all healthy fuckers. Okay, very good, very good. Right? Gout is a very painful disease, okay? Now let me explain to you the science behind gout, okay? Now this happens in all of us, right? Basic physiology. Our body breaks down a protein called purine into uric acid. Okay, this happens in all of us. And purine is a protein that is found in foods like red meat, shellfish, seafood, nuts, anchovies, alcohol, mushrooms, tomatoes, these kind of foods, okay? So our body breaks down purine into uric acid. Now people like me with gout, we will accumulate more of the uric acid. So this uric acid will clump together and form uric acid crystals, and they lodge into our joints, very painful, okay? So purines into uric acid crystals. My body can convert beef into jewelry. That is my superpower, okay? And gout has made me into a shell of a man. I am the ghost of the person I once was, okay? Because of gout, I can't eat certain foods, okay? Because of gout, I cannot eat nasi lemak, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you. That is the sound of pure Malaysians, okay? Nasi lemak is integral to the Malaysian identity. I'm always in pain, I'm always complaining, I'm always whining, and I don't eat nasi lemak. I'm basically a Singaporean, okay? That's how bad it is, okay? How bad it is, right? And I've been traveling around doing this show, right? And when I go overseas, I tell the Australians, the Singaporeans, what is nasi lemak, right? What is nasi lemak? Okay, Singapore here, listen, okay? Nasi lemak is a wonderful dish. It consists of rice, cucumber, nuts, anchovies, and sambal, which is made from prawns, okay? So with the nasi lemak in front of me, I cannot eat nasi lemak, right? Because the nuts will trigger a gout attack, anchovies will trigger a gout attack, and sambal is made from prawns will trigger the gout attack. So all I'm left, ladies and gentlemen, to eat is the rice and the cucumber. Eating nasi lemak without the sambal is like ordering a prostitute. Just have a conversation, okay? What's the point? You waste my time. That's not the point of the thing, okay? Now, 3 months ago, I kissed my wife on the lips, okay? That's not the only time I kissed my wife on the lips, okay? I kissed my wife on the lips like a regular human couple, okay? And when I kissed her on the lips, right, 3 months ago, I could taste that she just had nasi lemak. And I hadn't had nasi lemak for 6 months, you know. So I really missed nasi lemak. So I kissed her even deeper. I love you! I miss you so much! Oh, you mean so much to me. I love you. I put my tongue inside. I love you so much. Oh, I miss you. I love you so much. She thought I wanted sex, but no, I just wanted some nasi lemak on my lips. I just wanted nasi lemak. But all kidding aside, gout is a very painful disease, okay? 90% of gout attacks happen at the feet, okay? When I get a gout attack, one of my feet will get really red, hot, swollen, inflamed, very tender, very sensitive. So bad that when I get a gout attack, I have to turn off the air conditioning when I sleep because the movement of the air hitting my feet through the blanket will cause me to wake up at night due to pain, right? So when I get a gout attack, I'm just very whiny, very complaining. Fuck my life, hate my life, why so painful, why me, why gout, right? Very complaining, right? But they say when you're in pain, sometimes you find a different perspective, okay? About 4 months ago, before I embarked on my tour, had a massive gout attack. I was hobbling on crutches. That's how bad it can get. Went to the emergency department, had a fellow doctor there who was going to give me some painkillers. Went to the ER, again, complaining, whining, fuck my life, hate my life, why gout, why me, fuck this, right? Then I saw another patient. This guy was in a wheelchair, both legs amputated below the knees due to diabetes, right? So I found a different perspective. While I was in pain, I looked at the guy and I had a moment of introspection, reflection, contemplation. I looked at the guy and I said to myself, that guy will never have gout. Lucky bastard, no, I'm saying. He can eat all the nasi lemak he wants. I'm so lucky. Well, that was the very funny Jason Leong being funny on the all-day show with no budget with Jason Leong. This is the first episode. I hope to do more of these episodes, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode as much as I have enjoyed editing, writing, researching, directing, producing, and performing it. Thank you so much, and once again, to all the frontliners helping save Malaysia from this pandemic, thank you so much. Your efforts, I hope, will not be in vain, and we Malaysians will stay at home for you. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again at the next episode of the all-day show with no budget with Jason Leong. Bye-bye. Outro.